night. It is tax time. A procrastinator's holiday is upon us. The April 15th deadline is right around the corner. What are some last-minute tax moves that you can implement and utilize? We'll talk about that and more today on Financial Focus with John Kuykendall, founder and CEO of GulfCoast Financial Services, named Best of the Best in Financial Services, 9 years and running by the readers of the Lake City Reporter, with more than 31 years in serving North Central Florida savers and investors in enacting proactive plans to help you achieve and accomplish your financial goals. John, it is down to crunch time here. Tax deadline is right around the corner. What are some of the things that maybe not so proactive tax filers are doing right now?
Well, the main thing they're doing, Peter, is they're bringing in their returns at the last minute, and we're really crunching right now trying to get all this stuff out. But you'll be amazed at the number of people that really haven't done any planning, and then they come in and are amazed at when they owe money. But some of the things we can do to plan for next year is, if we owed money this year, we can certainly up our deductions, through our Social Security payments, through our pensions, so that we'll pay in a little more, and we won't have that owed to the government and the penalty every year. But certainly that's one thing. You can still do an IRA contribution if you're eligible up until we file your taxes. So we have until April 15th, if you file by April 15th, to make that contribution. That's something that we would encourage everybody to do, Peter.
Well, if you do have that available to you, John, does it make sense to use up last year's allowance rather than make contributions for this year while we've got this window?
Oh yeah, because then I can still make this year. So I get, I'm putting in, if I'm over 50, I'm putting in 15,000 versus putting in 6,500, because there are limits on how much I can put in. So certainly, Peter, it would help to go ahead and do that. Now, the 401ks are over because that comes out of your salary. And as of 12/31 of last year, then that was the last time you could make a contribution. But the Roth IRAs and the regular IRAs are certainly eligible up till we file. And if you're not eligible for a not regular IRA, we might be eligible for a Roth IRA, or Peter, as you know, we can do what we call the backdoor Roth IRA, which is I make a contribution non-deductible to my IRA and then convert it to the Roth later.
And we'll talk a little bit more about that particular opportunity and strategy, some things to watch out for as well when we are considering it. But John, the big thing that procrastinators and late filers may be doing right now is filing extensions, right? Let's procrastinate a little bit further. Now, when we file an extension, it is automatically accepted. That is one benefit of that. But the payment required is not extended. Only the paperwork and the actual filing is extended, correct?
Yeah, a lot of people are they have a misconception that if I file an extension, then I don't have to pay the taxes. The idea is I have to file the extension, and then I have to estimate how much tax I owe and pay that amount. So filing the extension doesn't delay the payment of the taxes. It just delays the filing of the actual tax return, Peter.
Well, again, we wait till the last minute, we may miss opportunities or unfortunately encounter penalties or interest. We don't want to do that needlessly. So make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that you're crossing T's, dotting I's, and getting things in when they are due by the deadline. Now, you also need to know where you are at in your tax rates and brackets and how the tax system generally works, right, John? Is that we've got a progressive tax system. So essentially, the more you make, the more that you're likely to pay or owe.
That's right. I mean, a single filer is in the 10% tax bracket up to $11,800. And then he's in the 12% tax bracket from 11 to 44. So it's a progressive tax. The more I earn, the more I pay. But I still get I still get 10% on that first 11,000, even though I made 40, and then the next 31,000, if I made 40,000 or 41,000, that next would be taxed at 12%. So, it's a progressive tax. The more I make, the more I have to pay, and it goes up, from there.
And John, making informed decisions for the future is not just about where our income was last year. We really need to look at our income and expenses now and what they project out to be into the future if we are pre-retirement especially. And then the first several years of retirement really are a game of trying to figure the new situation out. Sometimes there is some fiddling and some readjustments to be made.
That's right. And one of the things is that we are going to have our taxes sunset in December of 2025. And so we're getting all new tax brackets. So we've got 2 years to plan, this year, next year, 24, 25, and then things are going to change. So we've had this system for a while now, ever since Donald Trump was president. And so we should be taking advantage of those things that are given to us with this tax bill, but we may not be so lucky in the next tax bracket. The next tax rewrite, because I think, Peter, taxes are going to go up. We have to pay the debt. We have to pay for the interest. We have to pay for all these government programs. And so the only way we can do that is to raise taxes. So, right now, 60% of the people don't pay taxes.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seems I don't fall into that category, John.
Me either.
Yep. There's a lion's share on the rest of the 45%, I suppose. John, if we do find ourselves owing in taxes or maybe looking to make more proactive decisions, you've got a list of some last minute strategies. Number one, if you are owing, you may want to make estimated payments for the future year or update your withholding status.
Right. I mean, we can make estimated tax payments to the government ahead of time, and that will help us avoid penalties and interest because we haven't paid in enough money. Certainly, Peter, we can always up our exemptions or lower our exemptions so that we pay in more tax now. And in the retired people's case, a lot of people don't take taxes out of their Social Security. They may want to do that so that it'll be done ahead of time, and we don't have to that penalty and interest. But certainly, those are two things that we certainly should do. But I don't agree in having a lot of money. I mean, some people, they get a refund for $7,000 or $8,000, and they think they've got a windfall. Mm-hmm. It's your money, people. You put it in, you just overpaid. And I'm not a proponent of that. But on the other hand, I'm not a proponent of having to pay in every year and pay those penalties and interest because I didn't put in enough.
Well, from what I understand, John, they've made updating your withholdings from Social Security much easier now than it used to be. So you can go in and make those adjustments. But you're right. Some people don't like getting a large check back. So on the other side as well, if you're getting a large amount of money back, you may want to update your withholdings, your exemptions, and how much you're having deducted. And you may want to also, if you're continuing to work, look at your ongoing contributions. You can contribute more or differently, change the status of your 401k contributions from traditional to Roth. Maybe even double up with 2 years worth of IRA contributions right now while we're in this window.
Right. I mean, yeah, we can get 2 years of IRA contributions by doing last year's and this year's ahead of time. Certainly something we can think about. The Roth conversions are going to make us pay more taxes now, but I think will let us pay less taxes in the future. So it's always good to plan and to figure out where I am in that progressive tax and where I stand. We just can't say, hey, I'm in the 22 tax bracket because I make this amount of money. That's not true. That's the tax bracket for that income. But don't forget, it works its way up to that. So you're actually in a lower tax bracket than you think.
Yep. John, some some individuals don't have a 401k that they're able to contribute at work, or some have spouses maybe that are not working and earning an income. Don't forget that we can make spousal IRA contributions as well. We can account for that.
That's right. If you've got a spouse who's not working, certainly we have what we call a spousal IRA that you can open up and you can contribute $6,500 under age 50, $7,500 over age 50 to that spouse along with your contribution. So it gives us a chance to double up. Or even if I've got a 401k at work and I'm not eligible for an IRA, my spouse is still, or significant other is still eligible by getting that spousal IRA.
All right. And John, you talked about it. You hinted at the backdoor Roth conversion strategy. This is one that's a little bit more complex. It's multiple steps. It's one that we don't want to get wrong. So talk to us about this backdoor Roth contribution or conversion.
Well, when we say that, we're not eligible for a Roth contribution, but we can make pre-tax or after-tax money that we've already paid our taxes on to our IRA, and then we can convert that from the IRA to the Roth IRA. And since we've already paid the taxes on the money, there's no problem doing the conversion.
So again, it is a way that even if we're up over those income limits and limitations, we can get money into a Roth IRA, but certain rules apply there with limits and limitations of its own, correct?
Right, that's right. But we can always do the Roth conversion if we want to take money from the IRA or move it over to the Roth. Don't forget to make sure if you're in a 401k with an employer, ask them about if they have the Roth IRA available, and then you may want to put some money into that because it will actually, I think, in the long run, be beneficial.
Well, if considering that backdoor Roth contribution conversion method, do be careful. Understand that the IRS considers whatever amount you convert as proportional to your total IRA balance. So if you put in that $6,500 and that's the only IRA that you have, fantastic. You can convert over 100% and not owe additional tax on it. However, if you already got 93,500, John, then it's only 6.5%, and 93.5% is going to be taxable again when you make that conversion.
Right.
So in that case, would it maybe make more sense just to use the money that you would have contributed to go ahead and convert over those pre-existing IRA tax deferred dollars?
Yeah, I think so, Peter. I mean, anytime we're doing something that is under the scrutiny of the IRS, we're better to go ahead and do it the easy way than we are to try to do it the back way, the hard way. And so, personally, I think that makes a lot more sense. But we do have clients that have used the back door, and it's worked.
Well, as always, conversation is for illustrative purposes only. This is not tax advice nor recommendations. Always consult your tax professional, your financial team to coordinate with that as well. And John Kuykendall and the team at GulfCoast Financial Services have the sister company under one roof, GulfCoast Tax Advantage, where they can make comprehensive and cohesive recommendations from a financial and tax standpoint. That's one of the big distinctions and advantages of the Gulf Coast family, ladies and gentlemen. If you would like help and assistance, if maybe you have procrastinated on those taxes and want to make sure you get them done in a timely manner, pick up the phone and give a call. If you want to implement any of these last minute strategies or more proactive strategies for years moving forward, John and the team are available at 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. Of course, always available online, GulfCoastFinancial.net, GulfCoastFinancial.net. And John, you do also have a great resource available on your website, a new report and handout, The Road to Financial Wellness, as well as copies of your book, Quitting is for Winners, but Retirement is Not for Wimps, available for listeners, callers, or anyone who'd like to drop by the office.
That's right, Peter. One of the things that I found out is, being old myself, is that retirement's not easy. And there are a lot of, loopholes and things that we get caught with that we don't really understand. And so the book is hopefully will help you navigate some of those things that we do every day here. And we'd be happy to work with you. But certainly reading the book will help because it will show you some of the pitfalls that lie ahead after you get to be age 65.
Well, if you would like to make sure that you are aware of them and where possible, you can maneuver around them, avoid them altogether, and implement a plan that is going to optimize your path forward. That's the financially focused written retirement income plan, one of the best values there at Gulf Coast Financial
Yeah.
Services. No cost, no obligation. They'll help you put that plan together in writing so that you can map out and see what your financial future will look like. Pick up the phone, give a call, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. Go to gulfcoastfinancial.net. John, as always, it is a pleasure, and thank you for another informative edition of Financial Focus.
Thank you, Peter. Have a good week, and we'll see you next week. Hey, if you'd like a copy of our new book, Quitting is for Winners, but Retirement's Not for Wimps, I encourage you to click the link below and get your copy today. Hey, we like it when you listen to the show, but we like it better when you like, share, subscribe, or feel free to leave a comment.
Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more Financial Focus by visiting GulfCoastFinancial.net. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature and not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes. John Kuykendall is registered with and securities are offered through Kovac Securities Inc., member FINRA SIPC, found online at www.kovacsecurities.com. Advisory services are offered through Gulf Coast Financial Services Inc., a registered investment advisor in Florida. Gulf Coast Financial Services Inc. is not affiliated with Kovac Securities Inc. or Kovac Advisors Inc. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All investing involves risk. Investment decisions should be based on your own goals, time horizon, and tolerance for risk. Due to various factors, including changing market conditions and/or applicable laws, the content may no longer be reflective of current opinions or positions.